So many guys at both safety and corner. How many do you ideally want to play once the season gets going?
Man, that's a good question. Hopefully, at least 8 to 10 a week. I'm not talking special teams. I'm talking just defense in general. We got a lot of competition at a bunch of positions, so hopefully that competition creates roles for several guys within the room, whether they start, whether they don't start. All the good teams that you see week in and week out, they have competitive depth, and I think that helps you from a big picture perspective for sure.
How have you seen that competition shaking out so far? Who's impressed you?
I think everybody that we have has had their moments, good, bad, ugly, and a lot for us to coach off of. A lot of growth so far with a bunch of different players within the group, but we have a pretty veteran group at the top, so all those guys have been competing at a high level. It's been encouraging to see a bunch of different guys at different positions, and a lot of guys in the room playing multiple positions, so it gives us a chance to evaluate them in a lot of different ways, and we have a long way to go, so the competition is still ongoing at a lot of positions.
Doug, with DeCarlos, a guy who's really only been playing corner for 3-4 years or so, I mean, with his just combination of length and speed, what is his upside, do you feel like, and where do you feel like he can kind of get to this year?
Yeah, I think his growth has been, as good as anybody based off of the fact that he has a lot of room for improvement on technique and fundamentals with the lack of experience at the position. And then he's a great dude that just, lives and breathes football on and off the field. So he's a guy that his teammates want to be around, and I think that his growth will continually progress, and he'll have a great role for us this fall.
What's Jalen Smith's best position in your eyes, and why?
I think wherever you put him. He loves to compete. He loves football. He's the one guy in the room that can play all 5 positions, so it gives us a lot of versatility within scheme, gives us a different tool. He can blitz. He's played nickel. He started at safety. He had 78 tackles last year, so we're toying with him at a bunch of different places, so we'll see where he shakes out. But he has all the intangibles, a lot of great skill set, and he's highly competitive, and he wants to be great.
John Humphrey's fully cleared now. What does he need to do to catch up?
Yeah, he's slowly working himself back in, but it's just a progression. I don't make any medical decisions or anything like that, so whatever they tell us he could do on a daily basis, we give him as many reps as we can right now, but just looking forward to him continue to work himself back in shape, and he's got a lot of experience, got a lot of length, very intelligent, so not really worried about him working himself back in, more just fundamentals, technique, and learning his role within the scheme on our team, being new, coming in from UCLA.
2.5 weeks out, how comfortable are you with where your guys are?
I like the progression. I like where we're at right now. Probably a little bit further ahead than maybe I even thought we could be, but these guys have really done a really good job of kind of creating a culture within the room. Great leadership group, some of the older guys in the room, like Achille and even Kamara. He's young in age, but he's got some experience, and he's one of our leaders in the room too. So I think a lot of guys leading, other guys following. A lot of competition at position, and guys are challenging each other, in the meeting room and on the field. So that's what we want. So we just got to continue to build that camaraderie within the room.
That boundary corner, how much further apart are John, Jacoby, and
Yeah, I mean, we got 6 or 7 guys that are repping between the 1s and the 2s. Guys that have been here like Prophet, and Jacoby, and Jalen's playing multiple positions, and then DeCarlos and John being the new additions, at that spot, and even Greedy Vance. So the competition's high. We haven't had a set depth chart yet. We just want them to compete and really focus on their jobs, not so much what we're getting from the offense. Lincoln's putting together obviously awesome game plans and some of the things that he's done in practice, but more focusing on what we need to do to raise our level each and every day to be where we want to be. And we still want them to compete. So there is no 1s and 2s. There's A, B, and C, and we mix those up every day, and different people at different positions at different times, and a lot of it just to stress them on to see what they know, right, and see how much we can continue to push them, and some of it is routine plays that we expect them to make. So with our receiver group and the competition that we've had on a daily basis, I think our level continues to rise, and we got a long way to go before we play one game. But I like the initiative that the players have taken themselves, right, to mold this group to be the best that they could be.
How was Zion coming back, and can you see that he was a former top highly coveted prospect still after all the injuries?
Oh yeah, I'm really excited about him. I think first of all, he's always locked in. He's serious about ball. Wants to be great at his craft, and he's come back with a great attitude, and he's had a great camp so far. So really looking forward to seeing where he ends up and how he continues to progress. But he looks good right now. He's healthy, and I enjoy coaching him every day.
Doug and Riley talked about just the young cornerbacks in the room, especially the freshmen like Williams and Conley. What have you seen from them so far in training camp?
Yeah, I think, collectively as a group, we got a little bit bigger sample size from Marcellus because he was here in the spring. He had a great spring pick in the spring game, made some plays throughout spring practice and gained a lot of respect to the team. And then you add guys like Braylon Conley in that mix. He's done a great job since he's been here. His competitive nature, I think, has really shown up. He's scrappy, he's tough. He competes at a high level. Then you add Isaiah Rubin in that mix as well, and he's done a really good job and has position versatility. And from a body type standpoint, he's already pretty developed. So now we just got to clean him up on some technique and fundamentals and how to play the game. And I think this is going to be a strong class for a long time, and they're going to be a good group.